What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing today? Hope y'all having a good day today. So, let's get into it. Let's talk about cyberbullying and revenge porn, right? Now, if you don't know what those are, cyberbullying is where somebody bullies you online to get you to do something, or just flat out just bullying you, try to just be mean to you through online, right? Cyberbullying. Revenge porn is, to put it in layman's terms, is basically what happened to me. That's why I'm making this post. If you're talking to somebody and if you send them videos or nude pictures or whatever, and they decide to use your nude videos and your pictures against you, like posting them up somewhere, they try to use that in some way to get at you, get revenge back at you. That is illegal in most states. And if it isn't straight up illegal, then it could be classified as cyberbullying, right? So we're going to get into my personal story here. And normally I don't like putting this stuff out there on YouTube quite like this, talking about, my romantic life. I have in the past, but only when there's an extreme event that happens, like married women coming on to me left and right. I made a video talking about that. Well, today we're going to talk about this fucking asshole who hit me up through Facebook. Sorry, my voice is a little harsh. Talk about this fucking asshole who hit me up through fucking Facebook, right? And they're good. They're really good. They got me. Over $35 fucking dollars. Petty. Over $35 fucking dollars. They had to go to this link that they went to. Over $35. Are you kidding me? $35. Like, wow. It's insane. So what happened? We got to talking, I was interested in them in a romantic sense. They were quote unquote interested in me in a romantic sense. And what happens when two people are talking, especially nowadays? You get to chit chat and you get through the the basic boring stuff. Hey, how are you? What do you do for a living? Yada yada yada. And you make a compliment about, wow, you have really pretty eyes, or wow, you have a pretty shape, whatever it is you're saying to these people, right? And one thing leads to another. What happens? After a couple of days or maybe a couple of weeks, depending on how fast or slow you go, a lot of people might sext. Not everyone, but a lot. And I'm sure most adults at some point in their life have sent a nude. At some point in their life. Whether you do it on a weekly basis or whether you do it once a year to surprise your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, right? So, most states have laws that cover and protect you. If, let's say, you and your girlfriend or boyfriend break up and they decide, well, I'm going to post your nude pictures you've been sending me on such and such website. I'm going to post on Pornhub or whatever. Most states, you have protections. And that's called revenge porn. And you can actually sue somebody over that. And the other person could possibly face criminal charges, right? Then there's bullying and extortion. All three of those cover what happened to me, right? So, yes, me and this person, we were interested in each other. They sent me videos and pictures. I sent them pictures and videos, right? I ain't gonna lie. And, yeah, so with this person, we chit-chatted, and then they told me a sob story that they were stranded in the middle of nowhere in Ohio or whatever, and that they needed a few bucks to get home. They needed like $20 to get home in Uber, and at first I was like, no, I don't know you, I don't know you. And honestly, I skipped ahead a little bit. This was before. If I remember correctly, this is before we got to that point of sending news about it. So this is before, right? This is like on a Wednesday. So at first I was like, I'm not comfortable with doing that. I'm not comfortable with sending you $20. I don't know you that well, yada, yada, yada. And here's how they got me. Normally when somebody's trying to scam you, based on my experience, not all the time, but based on my experience, normally when you tell them no, they get mean and ugly about it. It's like, well, or if you just broke, just say it, or some bullshit like that, right? right? And they were like, I completely understand. No, I get it. You know, you don't know me that well. I'm just kind of in a desperate spot right now. And I was like, and I kind of felt bad a little bit because they didn't come at me like a dick. If they came at me like a dick, it was like, oh, you're just that, blah, 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 right? You know, it would be easy. Like, all right, fuck off. Just blocked them. That's normally how it goes most of the time. But they're very reasonable, right? So we're still chit-chatting a little bit, you know. And, of course, I'm down in warm Florida. They're up in Ohio or wherever they claim they were at. And, so, excuse me. So just chit-chatting a little bit, and I was like, well, what are you going to do? You got a friend you can call? Like, you know, and I had some friends up in Ohio, and I try to get a hold of them, like, maybe I'll send them, you know, gas money or whatever, because I know my friends. It's not that I didn't have the money to send them or that I needed the money back, because I don't trust this person yet. So if I have a friend up there, you know, I was like, let me hit up some connections. I got some friends up there. Maybe they can, you know, if they're comfortable with it, you know, maybe they can give you a ride or something like that. You know, I'll send my friends gas money and yada yada. Of course, you know, nobody was available, and I was like, hey, sorry, I can't really help you. And they're like, oh, no, I understand. You know, they were very reasonable about the whole situation. They weren't trying to, at least it seemed like to me, it's like, well, maybe this person really is. And my good side, you know, my you know, soft side got the better of me, and I was like, well, it's just $20. Fuck it, just send them $20. It's no big deal, you know. What I do for a living, I make pretty good money. $20 ain't shit, you know. So it was all about the principle. I was like, let me just put down my pride and the whole principle thing. Like, yeah, here's $20. And they were extremely grateful. Like, oh, thank you so much. You're saving me, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no big deal. You know, just get home safe, right? And then they hit me up for another $15. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? I just sent you 20. And like, I know, but like, I don't think they were using Uber. They were using Lyft or some other ride service or whatever, right? And they was like, yeah, but they won't pick me up unless I put down a really big tip. It's a really far drive. And I was like, I just sent you 20, now you hit me with 15. I was like, you know, well, how about this? I told him, like, how about this? Why don't you just tip them afterwards? Say that you're going to do however the right thing. She's like, no, you have to put it all down up front. I was like, never heard of something like that. And I didn't look into it that deep. You know, and I said no at first, like, no, I already sent you 20. Just see if somebody will pick you up for 20. And they're like, okay. And they waited around, and it was like 25, 30 minutes go by, right? And nobody was picking them up. And then, like, and they sent me a video of where it's like lightly misting or whatever, somewhere up in Ohio, and it was cold out that night. And, you know, kind of pushed into the sob story a little bit more, right? Pushed into it a little more, right? So I was like feeling bad, and I was like, fine, whatever. Sorry, my voice is kind of dry right now. All right, fine. I'll send them another $15 because again, $35 ain't shit. While all this was under the stipulation that they were going to pay me back, and they said they swore on their mother's grave. They swore on their mother's grave that they were going to pay me back, right? And at this point, I wasn't really too concerned about the money. It's all about the principle of it. I was like, well, I, you know, stuck my neck out for you a little bit. You sent you some money. You said you were going to pay it back. All right, let's see how this goes, you know? And they were extremely grateful when I sent them the 15. And then, you know, they sent me a screenshot or something of their route back home or some sort of confirmation. I forget what it was. I have the whole entire conversation on Messenger screenshotted. Right? The whole thing was, you know, no, thank you, yada, yada, yada. And this is where things kind of picked up between me and this person, right? We start chit-chatting a little bit more, and then this is where we get into the whole sexing thing, right? Because I thought they were attractive, and they, you know, maybe they thought I was trying to, I don't know. And so after that goes down, you know, we swap some, you know, pictures, whatever. And then, you know, this was on a Wednesday, I do believe. And they said they're going to pay me back Friday after they get off work or some shit like that. Well, Friday come along, You know, I mean, we still lightly messaging back and forth a little bit from Wednesday to Friday, right? Friday come along, and I was like, so it's kind of a test, because I was interested in him at this point, you know, in a romantic sense. Wasn't heavily, just mildly. I was like, well, let's just see. We'll kind of use this situation as a test. Let's see if they can actually keep their word or their promise. And they're like, oh, yeah, but as soon as I get off work, I have all these tips. I can send it through whatever, like, was it Western Union or go to the bank. I forget what bullshit story they told me. That I was like, all right. Friday evening came along, nothing. I didn't get a text, no messages, no nothing. And I hit him up, you know, Saturday. I think Saturday morning. I was like, hey, what happened? And I was like, oh yeah, or yeah, sorry, I'll send it later. And then of course Saturday night came. And I think Saturday night came, I was just like, hey, hello, what's up? You know, you said you were going to send the $35. Nothing, right? So I waited a little bit longer after I sent him a message saying, hey, and they didn't respond back. So come Sunday, I sent him a message. This is through Snapchat, by the way. I sent him a message saying, you swear on your mother's grave. That's all I said. Because that's what they said to me in the past. That they swore on their mother's grave they were going to pay me back. And I was like, you swear on your mother's grave. You swear on your mother's grave. Nothing. So, you know, that was on Snapchat. And then went out like Sunday and had a couple of drinks or something like that, like Sunday early afternoon or whatever. Kind of got pissed thinking about it. I was like, fuck that asshole. Fucking told me a bullshit sob story, and now they're not replying to any of my messages. Over $35? My God. And you swore on your mother's grave you're gonna pay me back. Yeah, I ain't. And you're not talking to me no more over $35. All right, cool. So a whole mixture of feelings involved. One, you know, I felt stupid for doing it. Two, I kind of liked you, and now you've kind of ruined that because now you're kind of semi-ghosting me. So I sent him a message on Messenger saying that, you know, I got pissed off. I'll admit. I didn't like curse him out or whatever. I said that because I knew what happened because they ghosted me. You know, hadn't replied to me in like 2 whole days. So I was like, wow, that's kind of sad. You scammed me out of $35. You told me a bullshit sob story. Wow, you're a fucking loser. That's what I said to this person. You're a fucking loser. That you have to scam somebody for $35. You know? Oh, and here's the best part. I forgot to mention this part, and it'll all be in the messages too. Is actually Friday evening, they were still at work, right? They had the audacity to hit me up for $15 more so they get something to eat, right? And the audacity. I was like, you still owe me $35. Why am I going to send you another $15? And they're like, well, I'm hungry, and like I said, I got to put money on my Cash App. It's all I have is tips. You know, cash and tips. I'm like, I'm not sending you any more money. I've already sent you $35. You keep upping the ante. No. Can't believe I forgot that part. But like I said, this wasn't about the money. $35 ain't really all that much in the grand scheme of things, you know? For some people it is. If you're on paycheck to paycheck, I get that. But I'm fortunate enough that it's not that much and whatever. But they had the audacity to hit me for another $15. I have that, and I can't remember if it was on Snapchat or Facebook Messenger. I have to double check. But I was like, no. And then they tried to guilt trip me. And this is why I kind of turned pissed Friday night, is they tried to guilt trip me. It was kind of shitty. I would feed you. And I'm like, I just sent you $35 fucking so you can get home. So you're not left out in the cold having to try and find a women's shelter to stay at. I'm like, no, I'm not sending you no more. And I didn't send him any more money after that. So I would have been out $50. So fast forward. Sorry, I had to take a step back. Fast forward. I got mad. I said, you're a fucking loser. You tried to scam me out of, you scammed me out of $35. You tried to scam me for even more. You're a fucking loser. You know? Like, no wonder you were left stranded in Ohio and you didn't have any friends to pick you up. This is how you treat people? No wonder you don't have any fucking people to help you out. And I've learned that lesson the hard way. The hard way. That people will end up in situations, not all, But I'm going to say the majority of people who end up in situations such as this, is because they're assholes. I've learned that lesson the hard way. They done something to somebody and pissed somebody off. You know, I wish I'd have known this before I got to chit-chatting with him. I was stupid, right? I'm an idiot, right? So I called him out. I said that you're a fucking loser. This is why you treat people this way. You scam them out of petty dollars. And this is why you ended up stranded in Ohio. You know? And, you know, of course they said something back about how, you know, that, well, you don't have to be a dick about it. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, whatever. And I ignored him. Whatever. End of story, right? They sent me a message today. Here's where it gets illegal. Saying that I just got my Apple phone back after getting it fixed. And since you want to be a dick, I'm going to post your nudes online. I was like, if you do that, I will sue you. I will come after you in every single legal way. I will sue you. That's a lawsuit. That's illegal. And they said that basically we had a little back and forth, like, you better not do that. And, oh, I'm going to do it, blah, blah, blah. And they said, well, I won't do it if you send me $35. Yeah. Yeah. That is called extortion. That is cyberbullying and revenge porn. 3 illegal things. 3 illegal things. So, I was all right, if you want to go down this road, I'm going down this road. All right, if you do that, I will fucking sue you. I'll come after you for extortion, cyberbullying, and revenge porn if I can. And here's what gets a little interesting. They told me they were hot. Now they're saying they're in South Carolina, which South Carolina, I do believe, doesn't have a statute on revenge porn, but they do have a statute on revenge porn and extortion. So, excuse me. They don't have a statute on revenge porn, but they do have one on cyberbullying, which this is what this is, and extortion. So I was all right, now we're gonna go toe to toe legally. And if you out here peddling for $35 fucking dollars, I know you don't have money for lawyers. So if you really did post that, I will find out about it. I will find out what site, and I will come for you legally. I will sue you. I will report you to the police. And they claim that they did, and they already got like 60 comments. People talking about they would do the same thing. So you must not be telling the true, full story. Because I have the whole entire Facebook Messenger conversation saved. And the only part where I look bad, if you think I'm going to look bad, is the part where I called you out. I called you a fucking loser. That you scammed somebody out of $35. You lied to them and manipulated, and you scammed them out of $35. And this is why you ended up in the middle of fucking Ohio. Stranded, supposedly in the middle of Ohio, but now you're in South Carolina? Which one is it? So anyways, here's what I'd like to ask you all to do. And no, I am not asking you to find out who this person is so you can go and fuck with them. And I'm not going to name drop here. I'm not asking you to go mess with this person. Let me, and if it comes to that, my lawyer and the police handle it. All right? Well, what I am asking is, please, if you see, unfortunately, you might see the whole thing. And you know what? Here's the thing. I don't care about the dudes, all right? It's all about the principle. I reached out to help this person, and they went around, and not only did they screw me out of the money, but now they're trying to hurt my reputation, which, really? Yo, I lift weights 6 days a week. All right? 6 fucking days a week. I have pecs. I have abs. I have big arms. You think you're going to make me look bad? Not to be narcissistic here, but I've earned my body, you know? And I know I look pretty decent naked. That's all I'm going to say about that. All I'm going to say about that. So, if you see any lewd pictures of me, please let me know that you see it on either Facebook page or site such and such, and point me in the right direction so I can point the authorities in the right direction so they can get to the bottom of it, right? This is all about principle because I tried to help this person. And I've had this happen to me before in the past because I have a soft heart. And when it comes to people, I'm a little bit of a, I hate to admit this, I'm a fucking idiot. All right? You know? I try to help out, marginalized people. And there are people out there who do need the help. But it's people like this fucking asshole that makes the marginalized people look bad or gives the far right or whoever's against you ammo. See, this is what they do. This is what trans people do. This is what gay people do. The non-binary people. This is what they do. See? That's not what I'm out here saying. At all. But it's because of fucking people like this. They give, whether you like it or not, whether you think it's true or not, it's the truth. They give certain communities a bad name. They do. Because people lump people together. It ain't right, and they shouldn't do it, but they do. So, please, if you see anything about me, please, reach out to me. You can reach out to me by email. You can look me up on Instagram, cdella93. You can fucking Facebook me. However you want to contact me, please contact me. I highly suspect they probably went on a Facebook page in a Facebook group and posted my, my nudes, per se, So, yeah, please let me know. We're going to let the authorities handle this. Yeah, that's all I have to say about this. So, anyways, if you watched this whole thing, thank you. Yeah, please help me. Peace.